Hello, my name is Muhammad Mizal, and this is a project for Bio 155. I will be talking about sickle cell disease. Sickle cell trait occurred as a natural mutation of the hemoglobin gene. Sickle trait serves as a protective mechanism against malaria. Malaria is a deadly disease found in countries along the equator. People with sickle cell trait are protected from malaria, while those with sickle cell anemia and normal hemoglobin are susceptible to it. Over the years, individuals with sickle trait migrated to other continents. Sickle cell disease is seen predominantly among African Americans, but is also seen in people of other ethnic groups. These ethnic groups include individuals from parts of the Middle East, Central India, and countries bordering the Mediterranean Sea, especially Italy and Greece. Sickled red blood cells can become trapped within the blood vessels and thus interfere with normal blood flow. This obstruction can lead to sudden pain anywhere in the body as well as cause damage to body tissues and organs over time. Painful episodes are common complications in children with sickle cell disease. When the sickled cells are unable to flow through small blood vessels, they obstruct blood flow, causing vascular occlusion or vaso-occlusion. Vaso-occlusion reduces blood flow to an area of the body, resulting in pain. This can occur anywhere in the body, including fingers, arms, legs, ribs, abdomen, and organs such as the spleen, brain, and eyes. How can we manage the pain? At home, we can manage it by rubbing or by applying heat with a heating pad or hot water bottle to the painful area. This may alleviate discomfort, but sometimes pain is unresponsive to home therapy. During those times, the child or the one with sickle cell disease, even adult, go to the emergency room for intravenous hydration and pain medication. Also, IV morphine is usually used. Most of the time, this is adequate treatment so that home therapy will be then effective. Most often, a blood transfusion is given to raise the blood count until the body can start making its own red blood cells again. This is the genetics of sickle cell. Sickle cell anemia, known as SS, is an inherited blood disorder. Approximately 1 in 400 African American children are born with sickle cell anemia, and about 1 in 10 have sickle cell trait, or known as AS. The two hemoglobin types inherited will determine the shape of the red blood cell. When both parents have sickle cell trait, there is a 1 in 4 chance, or 25% chance, the baby will have normal hemoglobin, AA. A 50% chance the baby will have sickle cell trait, AS. And a 1 in 4 chance, or 25% chance, the baby will have sickle cell anemia, SS. These chances remain the same with each pregnancy. Infections. Infections are the major cause of death in children with sickle cell anemia under the age of 5 years. The spleen infections as part of the body's or the spleen functions as part of the body's defense against infection by serving as a filter to remove bacteria from the bloodstream. The sickle red blood cells damage the spleen by about 4 months of age so that the spleen does not function normally. This can allow bacteria to grow in the bloodstream and cause septicemia, which can be fatal. Children under the age of 5 years are at the highest risk for septicemia. Streptococcus pneumonia, also called the pneumococcus, and Haemophilus influenza are the two bacteria most likely to cause septicemia in the child with sickle cell anemia. 90% of the infections occur before the age of 3 years. 35% of children with sickle cell anemia who get pneumococcal sepsis die from the infection. The signs and symptoms of the infections is fever, 101 Fahrenheit degrees or higher, coughing, vomiting and or diarrhea, crankiness, rapid breathing, pale color, unusual sleepiness, trouble breathing. Acute chest syndrome. Acute chest syndrome is a common cause of hospitalization in children with sickle cell disease. It is clinically similar to pneumonia. Acute chest syndrome can be fatal to the child with sickle cell disease. Acute chest syndrome is the result of sickling in the lungs. It is believed that sickled cells clump up in the small blood vessels in the lungs or move there from someplace else in the body. This may be triggered by a lung infection like pneumonia. Acute chest syndrome may develop right before, during, or after an episode of pain in the abdomen or bones. What are the signs and symptoms of acute chest syndrome? Chest pain, fast breathing and or retractions, congested pneumonia-like cough, abdominal pain, fever, trouble breathing. Stroke. A stroke is a sudden and severe complication of sickle cell anemia. Stroke occur in 6 to 12% of individuals with sickle cell anemia, more commonly between 3 and 10 years of age. A stroke may occur with a painful episode or an infection, but in most cases there are no related illnesses. Although recovery from a stroke may be complete in some cases, frequently the stroke can cause brain damage, paralysis, convulsions, coma, and even death. Repeat strokes occur in at least 60% of the children who have already suffered one stroke before. A repeat stroke causes greater brain damage and increases the risk of death. To prevent recurrent strokes, blood transfusions are often given at 4 or 5-week intervals. Gallstones and jaundice. Gallstones in children with sickle cell disease are the result of elevated bilirubin exertion due to the increased hemolysis. Gallstones are found in about 30 to 50% of children with sickle cell anemia. They may be symptomatic or asymptomatic. Often the eyes of children with sickle cell anemia may appear yellow or jaundiced. This is due to the accumulation of a waste product called bilirubin from the increased red blood cells hemolysis associated with sickle cell disease. It is, however, a benign complication. Growth. Females with sickle cell anemia maintain a lower average height and weight than those females with normal hemoglobin. This lower than average height and weight continues until late adolescence. Puberty is usually delayed by several years. Beginning of the menstrual period is also delayed. Sickle cell in males. Males with sickle cell anemia maintain a lower leverage, height, and weight than those males with normal hemoglobin. This lower than average height and weight continues until late adolescence. Puberty is also delayed by several years. So how can we eliminate sickle cell? Governments must take an approach to educate the population, those population with elevated number of genetic diseases, including sickle cell. But some countries now are taking a different approach, which I believe is one is successful, and that is premarital screening. Like Saudi Arabia now, any couple who want to get married and get a marriage certificate cannot do that until they screen themselves of genetic diseases, including sickle cell. So they both have an idea of the consequences of consequences related to their offspring in the future. Thank you for listening and watching.